Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I thought it would be pretty fun and interesting, yes, interesting to share with you guys some of the things that I have purchased over the last 2 years that had either never been touched or maybe only like the first 1 or 2 pages or lessons have been touched. I'm gonna put the cost up here for each item, and at the end we're gonna tally it all up. So make sure you stick around to the end so you can see how much money I've spent on things that we didn't use. My first pile is the never used and won't ever use pile. Like, I'm not going back to these. We're not using it ever. First thing is this. I bought it at a homeschool sale. It is the giant encyclopedia of themed activities for children aged 2 to 5. I had super high ambitions for this. I'm like, we're gonna use this book. It's gonna be great. It's gonna keep my youngest daughter occupied while I work with my older daughters. I fooled myself because I never did a single activity in this book. Do you see how thick it is? Never. I feel like when we buy things and we're like, this is going to be awesome, we buy them because we really think that we're going to use them. And then we don't use them. We're being like overly ambitious, overachievers. So I'm going to use that a lot. This was me being an overachiever. But I was nervous about teaching my daughter to read. And so I'm seeing all these reviews and people are like, this is a great book. It works perfectly. So I got it. Teach your child to read in 100 easy lessons. Y'all, when I tell y'all I opened up this book and I was like, there is no way that I'm going to be able to teach my child how to read using this book. It just did not sit well for my mindset. I was like, no, this is not going to work for us. I know that it has worked for several people, and I know that it's a really great curriculum, but not everything works for everyone. And I was so intimidated by this book. I moved on, and now we're with Logic of English, and it works perfectly. But I never did anything with this other than read the first 5 to 6 pages. The next thing I thought, it was on sale. I'm gonna grab it because she's doing so great in this, and we've loved it. I'm just gonna head and grab it. Language Lessons for a Living Education. Never touched it, never opened it up. It was on sale. Not even a great sale now that I think back on it, but I got it and we stopped using this curriculum. But I already had the 5th grade book for my now 5th grader. I bought this at the beginning of her 4th grade year. Why did I do that, y'all? Why? Another ambitious buy because she was just loving the other one, Worldly Wise Level 5. My now 5th grader was going to use this for the school year. I had great plans. I was going to alternate with this and the other vocabulary that she's currently using. She broke her finger. We got behind on book number 4. I had already purchased book number 5 because I just knew we were going to use it, and we didn't. We never got to it. She got hooked on word roots and she doesn't even want to go back. Never even been touched. And I bought all 3 components to it as well. Now, these next 2 are buys that happen when you don't know what you already have and you're making purchases at 3 a.m. Daily Grams book number 5. My current daughter, my 5th grader, is working through Daily Grams book number 5. I didn't need another one of these. Why did I buy another one? This was a 3 a.m. purchase. My brain was foggy. Another 3 a.m. purchase. I already have this, 10 Days to Multiplication Mastery. My girls used this like 2 years ago. I already have the book and it's an updated version. I don't know why I bought this. I have no idea. Okay, these next few things are like Target dollar spot purchases because Target is about to start putting out all of their school stuff. And we go crazy because it's cheap, right? It's like, if it's cheap, you gotta get it, even though you may not use it. Think about that. Okay, the first thing that I bought like a year and a half ago, Target dollar spot items, were this. Quick Quiz Language Challenge, Word Fun Challenge. We've never used it, but these would be really great for like traveling. So I may keep them, I don't know. Here's another one, Math Blast, same thing, multiplication. Now this would not be great for my older girls because they already know their multiplication facts, but I could hang on to this for another 1.5 to 2 years from my kindergartner, right? I also bought these practice pads, subtraction, division, multiplication, and another division. I don't know why, but y'all, there are 50 of these in here. Who's practicing all this math in my household? And all of the girls' curriculum has additional practice sheets in the back that go along with what they're doing. It would be the same as if we did this. Now, I can't say these would be good for travel, but we've traveled a lot and we've never used them. Some other things I bought at the Target dollar spot, which I thought would be great, and they really are. However, I have one issue with them. They are the on-the-go learning books. I have one for letters and one for numbers. The problem is, and you can dry erase on these as well. Let me show you really quickly. In case you see them and you decide you want them, you can use a dry erase marker on them as well. So that's a fix. I may keep them, But these are the numbers that go with them. And there's so many struggles. My daughter, my kindergartner, has a hard time peeling them off. And sometimes when she peels them off, even though you're supposed to be able to stick them, the back layer comes off as well. And so you can't ever stick them back on here. So hence we have some little numbers floating around. I don't know where they are, but we can't use them. So I don't know if I'm going to keep these or just give them away to somebody, because they're kind of a little bit of a hassle. And she has lots of other ways that she can do her math and learn words that don't require us to have to peel and stick and re-stick. So I don't know, but they were $3. Can you pass up a $3 Target spot deal on learning material? No, you can't. Okay, now here's some things that I bought in the last couple of years that we haven't used that I am probably going to go back to. I keep saying that. That's the goal, is to go back to them. We are going all supplements this summer. That's going to be super helpful to use up some of these things. But we buy supplements because we're like, our child may need it, but they really may never need the supplements. It's just additional activity. But it would also help to change things up so they could be used. You see how this happens? I'm talking myself into it right now. The first thing, you've seen these before. These are those Spanish starter books. I bought these for my girls because I had high ambitions for us to do Spanish. I have not gotten rid of these. I do still feel like one day we're gonna need them. Granted, my girls I have a 4th and 5th grader, but if they don't know Spanish, this is still great for them to start with. So I've kept them. I don't know how long I'll keep them, but I've had them now for 2 years. Some other things that I thought would be great supplements that I actually got at the dollar store are these: Earth and Physical Science. This is grade 4 through 6. I'm gonna keep those because I have my oldest daughters going into 6th grade, so I can still use these. Same thing, tables, graphs, and fractions. And then another one is English and Reading Comprehension. I'm gonna keep them, but I'm just letting you know I bought these 2 years ago and we've never used them. Let's talk about these awesome Lift the Flap books for math. While I do love it, this is an Usborne Lift the Flap Multiplying and Dividing. Super cool book, but it's so busy, y'all. I mean, it's just busy. There's so much going on in this book. My daughter got to the first page and she's like, I can't do anything with this. There was just so much going on in the books, but they're really great books. I don't know if it'll be something that will interest my youngest daughter. Great quality books, so I'm not going to get rid of it, but it just goes to show that when you look at it and you're like, this would be great. And then you get it home and you present it to your child and they're like, no, this is not great. I do not like it. And she's my kinesthetic learner, so I just knew the whole Lift the Flap thing would be awesome for her, but it wasn't. It's just too busy. Here's another one, Amazing Visual Math. While I do love this book and she likes it, it's a lot less busy, I think, because she didn't have all of the instruction that she needed and she didn't want to read it. She didn't want to read what to do for each of the little shapes and everything, so she didn't bother it. Now, my oldest daughter, this is a no-go for her. She doesn't do all the colors, the flaps, all that. She's like, give me my math on a regular white piece of paper and I'm done. I'm going to keep these though, and I'm going to see if I can really try to bring it to life for my middle daughter, who's my kinesthetic learner, and see if she'll enjoy it, because this is still on her level. It's learning about 3D shapes and multiplication and fractions. And I think that she would really enjoy it. I just need to give her a little bit more instruction on how to use it properly. Here's some other things that I purchased that I'm not getting rid of, y'all. I keep saying that. I'm not getting rid of it, but I found a purpose for it. So when you buy something and you're like, oh my gosh, why did I get this? It's 2 years later or a year later and I've never used it. I have to be really intentional about making sure that I find a place for it in our homeschool. Lo and behold, this is all by God's design. My oldest daughter is really into writing. She loves literature. She really wants to be a writer, and I am going to foster that. So I bought these literature studies this school year, at the beginning of the year, with intentions of us completing them by the end of the year. I was a little overly ambitious, and that's okay. But she can use these this upcoming school year. This will probably be a part of her reading curriculum. I'm not quite sure. If you want to know what we're going to be using for the next school year, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Another thing, my middle daughter started using Winston Grammar at the beginning of this school year, and I was like, great, we're going to get through Winston Grammar. It's going to be perfect. I was thinking she would be done with it, and the next step would be Winston Grammar's WordWorks. Well, we had to stop Winston Grammar around lesson 15 because it became too challenging for her. And the way they have this curriculum set up, I understood that, and I thought that was a possibility, but she was just moving along so great. So here I am like, yes, cheering my daughter on. You got it, girl. We got to a hard stop. However, I had already purchased the WordWorks. Well, she can't go into WordWorks if she can't finish the initial Winston Grammar basic program, because WordWorks is more challenging than the basic program. So we have this. I'm not getting rid of it. I still have high hopes for us going back to Winston Grammar probably next year. So we'll see how that goes. But this is going to remain on my shelf. Now, here's the funny part. I bought these at the Target dollar spot and I didn't even know that we had them. My youngest daughter pulled them out the other day and I was like, what are these? Where'd you get these from? That's really bad when you have something in your homeschool that you don't even recognize. But these are awesome. They are dry erase pads for math. We have addition on this side. And then on this one, we have rhyming words and short and long vowels. She's working on that right now. We also have time on this side and writing prompts. And these would be great for her as we go through first grade. Community helpers and the solar system. These are awesome. And they're dry erase. They're really sturdy. Target dollar spot. They were $3. Not a piece. The entire pack of them was $3. So if you are in the Target dollar spot, you see something like this, grab it. Well, I don't want to make you spend your money though if you don't need to. Okay, some other things that I grabbed that I haven't used, but I'm still going to use them. I need to keep this stuff in a spot where I can see it all the time. And I'm reminded, like, go grab that. I think that's what happens. We buy stuff and we put it up and then we forget that it's even there. So we don't ever go back to it until we're cleaning out at the end of every year. And then we're like, oh, I could have used this. That's how I feel going through this stuff. But these are more dry erase pads. Now, she has used this one recently on this side. This was like a search one for the alphabet. There's more time and money. We also have addition. These are great. And these are story prompts and writing prompts, which is going to be awesome for both of my big girls because we're getting into writing, creating characters, so many different things. All of these different sheets. I'm going to show y'all some more. I got these at the Target dollar spot. They were like 10 in a pack. So Target rotates through their dollar spot items like every couple of years, I feel like. So drawing conclusions, informative writing. Oh my gosh, y'all. We're going to use these because this is a really good way to bring your writing curriculum to life. We also have this huge piece of paper here, opinion writing. What else? We have a topic triangle. So narrowing your topic down to a broad topic and then narrowing it down. Your 5 W's chart, who, what, when, where, and why. Then you have to plan out your story. We also have timelines and make predictions, like what's gonna happen, when's it gonna happen, sequence chains. Oh, I have so much stuff here. I am really, really excited about being able to use it all. So now take a look up here and see what all of this cost me. And this is an estimate. And that's not too bad, right? But I definitely could have used that money on something else. Let me know down in the comments something that you have purchased in your homeschool that you've never touched. And if you can still use it, how are you going to do so?